unfortunately for Burger fans.
I'll tell you what else, Jay Fott, this is just a bit of a time passer, but I know I just mentioned that stat about game days in the NPL. Go to play, throw in South Melbourne. Well, Sawyer went up, Nick Ayres went up, and then in the end the ball went up and high and long and out of play at that bay end of the ground, where now when I was enjoying the bathing myself in that beautiful sunset before, I wish the sun would now completely set, because as it stands it's burning my iris every time I look to my right. Johnny, I was just going to say the interesting one too for me is you consider over the last 844 days, every club in this competition has had a maximum of 12 home games over that whole period. And if you consider that that's where the money comes from, that's the money maker. 12 home games in 844 days. How they've survived this, it's anybody's guess.
Well, full credit to all the clubs and their volunteers and people that do the unsung work behind the scenes.
Yep.
And you can see now the crowd's built up, so it's quite a healthy crowd.
Told you they were queuing up. I said that. Milan Roberts under pressure from Sawyer. Hooks it over his shoulder and out of play. Warriors still just on the back pedal. They really, really are at the moment, John. Got some thinking to do at half time, I would imagine.
And George Katsakis barking out instructions there.
Just having a look at the bench warming up at the moment. Shawnee Ellis is there. Luka Ninkovic, haircut 100. I'm interested at how the established first team will play itself out this year. Crossing by Webb for Sawyer and off the foot of AJ, I'm pretty sure it was.
Yeah, just Sawyer trying to get in there ahead of AJ, and AJ put his body on the line.
Yeah, he did. They're really building up a head of steam at the moment, John. They're loving themselves as they should. They're running on air at the moment. Yeah, South Melbourne, they're loving this.
And they're exploiting the width, as I said. Heidelberg playing a more compact formation.
Lights just start kicking into gear as we head toward half time. There's Brennan into the hot spot and sort of a blind header in the air.
I think that time,
It was Kane Shepherd. He went spinning like a top, and I'm not sure he even knew where that was headed.
Well, we had Jankovic making the run from deep, so he's just had one eye on that and the other eye on the ball and scrambled it away. But they're really on the back foot at the moment, the Heidelberg United boys, and I'll tell you what, at the moment, half-time can't come soon enough.
Well, I don't think it's been that dramatic, but certainly South Melbourne have had a significant advantage with possession time, significant advantage with the ball in their front half. But it's only 1-0, and this game will compel you. And what did he whistle for? What was that for? The ball?
I think the ball
to the near post.
I think the ball went out. That's what he's saying.
Okay, I'll take that as how the decision was made, Johnny.
He was pointing straight to the goal kick sort of
33 played. Have a look at this panorama. It's like a Subbuteo game, if you remember that. The green and the blue, and of course the magnificent vibrant yellow, and it's just such a picturesque scene. The ground looks in wonderful condition. There's frontage.
Great stadium when there's a good crowd in, Greg. It's a good atmosphere here.
I remember being here for the up and under for Zara into the box. Did he get a shove? No. Nothing according to the referee. He stumbled the ground.
Fowler under pressure.
It was worth a shout, but wasn't on. Summerskill. And again from AJ. He's still inside his own half. AJ just manoeuvres his way toward half field and then squares it left-right to Milan Roberts. He goes up route one. Fowler under pressure. Did well to sweep it into the air, but too long and too high for Adrian Zara. I remember being here for the game opening 1995-96 season. South Melbourne Hellas against West Adelaide Hellas. And this place, you couldn't move.
It was humming, wasn't it?
Oh, it was like sardine can full of people instead of sardines, obviously. But it was a wonderful day, wonderful opening. Summerskill, and then off Ivan Frontage, now to play. It's a South Melbourne ball. Again, no surprises. Nicola with the looping throw to the top of the penalty area. Milan Roberts had to arch his back to force the header safely into the hands of number 63, Nick Ayres. It's a 1-0 game. Alan Webb with the match opener for South Melbourne Ellis on 24. It's now 35 played as we edge into the depths of this first half. There's a bit of a wrestle, 2-on-1. Hellas won the battle. Warriors win the ball. Summerskill up the middle. Not sure what he was trying with that, Johnny.
Yeah, disappointing effort there. I know he likes a long-range shot, but that was not on that time.
Well, surely he had no...
We had pin breaking right and then Shepherd through the middle and decided to take on the shot.
I think if Warriors can head into the break at 1-0, they'll have done all right. Milan Roberts was almost charged down. Almost
caught in
Andy
possession.
Brennan.
Yeah, just a bit of uncertainty in that Burger defence at the moment, Greg, with the waves of South Melbourne attacks. And at the moment, they just need to get the foot on the ball in the middle of the park and control the tempo a little bit more. Seems to be all a bit rushed, and then they get caught on the counter-attack.
Jay Fott calling all the action tonight alongside yours truly, Greg Blake, who is here by the grace of God, and Spielberg, of course, who's putting together a HUFC TV, radio TV package this year, thanks to our wonderful sponsors. And Jay Font is going to acknowledge again very shortly, if you can get the list up there somewhere. Yankovic launches it from just inside his own half. Franich strides away. Going nowhere fast. Summerskill just rolls it back to the top of the penalty area. AJ, pressure comes.
Yeah, turnover again,
He had
Greg.
to release that under pressure, and now Hellas come again in waves down the ground. Might be on. It is on. Wow. And I reckon that's Maximilian Mikula has grabbed the second for South Melbourne. They were coming down in numbers. They were coming down in waves. They capitalised. The defence put pressure they put pressure on AJ getting it out of defence. The pass was astray. They moved in numbers. They swarmed like locusts, Johnny.
Yeah, they were hungry for that. And
Maximilian Mikula makes it 2-0.
They got a bit fortunate, but that all came about because of the pressing motion to South Melbourne, closing down AJ, whose hurried clearance really fell into South Melbourne territory, and the shot was blocked, but McCullough found a yard of space and slotted it past Nick Ayres on the left-hand side there, and it's trouble time for the Burgers now in the 38th minute. It's 2-0 South Melbourne, and they've really, to be fair, Greg, been all over Heidelberg United, particularly in the last 25 minutes or so.
I tell you what, I'm crediting this front three, not only with threatening, but the way they've been pressuring the Warriors coming out of defence. I like the work that they're doing. Johnny Summerskill fakes the free kick for the Warriors.
Again, so even there,
they're way in front of the coach's box.
Everything seems rushed for Heidelberg, and they just seem a little bit shell-shocked at the moment by the South Melbourne pressing and just harassing Greg. South Melbourne closing down the space as well.
I wonder, I know there's been a couple of closed sessions for training, and I'm just wondering how much time this actual starting 11 has had together. I'd be interested. Because they don't appear to have had too much bonding time, if you will, as a team. The free kick will come in. Summerskill instead skids it down the line. Franich, square ball, top of the penalty area, hooked away by Norton. Only as far as Franich again. That's the other one, Joseph Franich. Milan Roberts goes long. The sun finally sets over the horizon, going to ground.
Yeah, Pim just taking down Marcus Roan.
Yeah, I think it was just two blokes going hard at a contest there, Johnny. Still, that's the way they play it these days.
Yeah, with 6 minutes to go, Greg, you've really got to hold on now. This is where the Burgers have just got to hold on and make sure they limit the damage.
Or do you, Johnny? Or do you roll the dice and hope to grab something back before the break?
Well, if you can, that's all good and well, but I think at the moment they're just not looking like they're able to penetrate that South Melbourne defence.
They're not. Good battle this one, Milan Roberts and the big fella Sawyer. Saw him a couple of times last year. Really good. Franich with the clearance, the respective number 10s. It's missed by Schrone. South Melbourne have got plenty of numbers though going forward. Swinging it across the body was your man. Ryan Summerskill out of play, throw-in Warriors.
That time he was trying to find Joshua Pinn, but again, two men on him, Greg, so he had no chance of breaking free. There's Franich on the left.
Ball bounces right, left. Franich runs it inside.
Bit of brotherly love there. The two brothers combining again, but just finding a throw. And again, the turnover.
Daisy, Ian Ashton under pressure. The ball rolled loose. South Melbourne nearly swept away. Instead, it's Dajiba with the throw-in. Right in front of the broadcast area for the radio team on this Thursday night here in Melbourne. Game 1 of round 1 of season 2022. It's been a long time coming. Great crowd actually in Johnny. Now I'm looking across at the main grandstand in comparison to recent years anyway. Zara under pressure. Summerskill, short ball. Franich bobbles it upfield. Comes off Kane Shepherd. It'll be a throw to the Warriors. Can they conjure something in the last 4 of regulation on this Thursday night? Ivan Franich, nowhere to go in the end. Drops one. Well, he dropped one brilliantly onto the chest of Josh Pinn, who tried to pull away from that one and collect the footy on the way through. Just bounced away from him. Warrior ball. Well, they're pushing, they're pressing.
Oh, you know no side coached by George Katakis will throw in the towel, but you don't want to be going down 3-0 at half time. It's a long way back.
The Hella supporters are jubilant and celebrating with in full voice, and God bless them. It's good to see such a vibrant crowd on this opening night. If you're listening on HUFC TV radio, hope you're enjoying it. Summerskill runs adjacent to the penalty area. And
again, you can see
they lose 20-25 metres on that.
Well organised South Melbourne defence. They just shift across and not allowing the Burgers to find any space wide of the central part.
Ball out of play in front of the coaches' boxes. So throw in about inside attacking half for the Warriors. Josh Pinn under pressure from, as he has been all night, from Yankovic. Ball reefed loose. Chance for the Warriors. Or is it?
Again, they force back, Greg.
It's Joseph Franich, then AJ, and Summerskill. It skids towards Summerskill at the top of the penalty area. Ellis have the numbers back. Gee, there's nowhere to go, is it there at the moment, Johnny, for the Warriors? Ellis have got the answers at the front and the back. Milan Roberts spins out of trouble. Back to midfield, right smack in the middle of Lakeside Stadium with security. Milan Roberts, perplexed looks, AJ again. 43 played, 2-0 Ellis lead it on this Thursday night. Franich for Shepherd, good stuff from Pinn to Zara.
Yeah.
Good call, John. Yep.
Zara looked to be about a yard offside that time. But that was better, at least they're trying to keep possession.
It was enterprising, John. They were going to roll the dice. I said roll the dice, Johnny. Ow.
Can they fashion an opening? This is the key. Because really they haven't troubled the keeper Lopez so far.
They have not. That is a very good point. Under lights now on this Thursday night. Hope you're enjoying it. Blakey and Jay Fott doing what we do best or worst, depending on who you ask.
All relative, Greg. All relative. They'll get the throw in.
Ball out of play, so there's about 60 seconds of regulation to come. Won't be much time added on for stoppage, Johnny, I shouldn't think.
I'd say about a minute max, Greg, perhaps 2.
Popped in the air. Kane Shepherd makes a battle of it against, I think it was Langlois.
Shepherd and...
a little bit of push and shove. That's get angry, because that's when you know they're fair dinkum.
Yeah, that was Yankovic involved in that too, Greg. Schrone just letting the referee know what he thinks about it. And the end result is a South Melbourne free kick. Much ado about nothing.
Oh, Kane Shepherd, Kane Shepherd's getting in the hot spot there. He's warmed up. It's good to have him back, Johnny. You've seen Kane Shepherd more than I, but he's got a great track record here.
He's a proven goal scorer, Greg, and still probably like most of the players, but more so than some of the others, hasn't had a lot of game time in the pre-season, but I guess like everyone, the more minutes you play, the more
long
beneficial it is.
Ball. It's cleared by the Warriors, so South Melbourne might get the last look at this one as we tick into stoppage time. I think the clock's gone off the screen. It's a 2-0 game. Webb and Mikola with the goals for South Melbourne, and they're sitting pretty as we head toward the half. This corner at that Port Phillip Bay end of this beautiful picturesque little stadium. Corner's a dangerous one. He flapped at it, did Erez, and then off the line. I reckon it was Dom Fowler did the job in the end. Zara might get a lucky break. He spins away. He goes to ground. That was there. Well, that clearance was
Ashton off the line, Greg.
Was Ashton. Beautiful. Good call, Johnny. Either either. I tell you what, it was a damn timely clearance. As the last foray forward comes Chennault for the Warriors. The referee draws the curtain on this first half that has been owned by, and really have earned, haven't they, South Melbourne Ellis, a 2-0 lead. Alan Webb and Maximilian Mikola with the goals at half-time. Warriors with the work to do. Jay Fott on HUFC TV Radio.
Well, Greg Blake, apart from the first 5 or 6 minutes where Heidelberg sort of gave a good account of themselves, South Melbourne gradually got on top, and probably no surprise that they took the lead on 25 minutes after a good team build-up, and then just to rub insult into the Burger wounds, some pressing by the South Melbourne forwards to create the turnover, and Max McCullough putting the second goal up, and Heidelberg all to do in the second half.
It's good that you get a backing track, Johnny. It's half time here at the Lakeside Stadium tonight. Enjoy the music if you will, or perhaps not. We'll take a little break and a little breather. It's Hellispide 2, 45 to come. Seatbelts on at home. Plenty of action still to come on HUFC TV Radio in season 2022. South Melbourne, the Warriors with plenty of work to do, Joe. I'm going to get you to do a bit of a scam, but I don't think at this point the bench has been used.
No, I can't see.
The Warriors look to reel in a 2-goal deficit with the aid of a fairly significant breeze in the end.
I can't see any changes, and I can't see really any positional changes. They look like they're starting in a similar formation to the first half.
So we did mention a lot of new faces for the Warriors in this one. It's been a sea change in many respects as Zara gets to the front of the contest, can't quite win a clear header. Ashton through traffic, swinging us way. I was ambitious enough. Ups the daisy. Stepping over the football was Franich. Clearing up was Milan Roberts as he does. Spears one through the night skies under the arc lights. Franich. For your man, Johnny.
Yeah, Summer still looking for Zara, but he got...
well, this is a bit of start anyway, John.
Yeah, but you can see there Bradley Norton using all his experience. The South Melbourne skipper just managed to body Zara off the ball. But certainly they'd want to make a better start to this half, to Burgers, because 2-0.
So Alan Webb and Maximilian Mikola with the goals for South Melbourne, coming on 25 and 35, and that's the way it stays. Brad Norton lets it go to play on this broadcast side. Sweeping in there was Ashton on the big fellow Yankovic, and the ball just spills out of play. It's going to be a Warrior ball, is it? Or
it's a South Melbourne ball, but you can see already they're trying to squeeze up, and with the aid of a fairly significant breeze, which is starting to spring up just a wee bit.
It is, and I tell you what, out of the three of us, there's only one idiot that wore shorts, and right now I'm paying the price, I reckon.
South Melbourne on the break.
And they run through traffic again. The outside ball is for Webb, first goal scorer, pops it inside. Well done by Summerskills. Under a little bit of pressure. They'll win the ball in an arm wrestle at midfield, the Warriors. Lofted in the air by Zara. The only man down was
Shepherd.
Shane Shepherd.
Yeah, lost his bearings there.
But he did. It looks like he was spun off the football and then lost his bearings. And South Melbourne punched back at the other end. We've played 3 minutes. Second half.
The danger period here, Greg.
Ball in. Harrison, Sawyer, and Warriors are just half clear. They were easily open up. Then you're listening to it all on HUFC TV radio as the boys try to drag some. And don't forget though, Johnny, don't forget that even last year the comeback kings of the competition was still the Warriors, but South Melbourne almost three. It was Sawyer off the bar, and it's the goalkeeper in the end who makes the secondary save. So Harrison Sawyer against the woodwork. And the number 63, Nick Ayres, for the third time in this game, produces a quality save. South Melbourne, they're hammering at the gates.
Well, that was McCullough, Greg, with a secondary shot there after the first cross was met by Sawyer off the bar, and it rebounded nicely for McCullough, who fashioned a nice left foot volley. But Nick Ayres, well saved.
Yes, 6 and 3.
Well, how crucial will that be, Greg, in the final analysis? Because certainly if it had gone to 3-0, that was game over.
Dangerous out-swinging corner, just loops over the ruck of players waiting in the hot spot. It was called back anyway as a player down for the Warriors, I reckon.
Someone's holding their shoulder there, it looks like.
It's not AJ, is it? I reckon it might be AJ. So security man down on this opening evening.
Now, is there a substitution being made here, Greg? Or why is the referee writing in his book?
It's a really odd sort of stoppage then. AJ's okay. You would expect as much. It would take a lot to keep him on the deck as Nick Ayres, the hero again a couple of moments ago, pummels it upfield from the top of his own penalty area. South Melbourne force it forward. A hit and hope ball, and it'll take 2 hops into the waiting grasp of Nick Ayres at the lake end as the evening sky darkens here at Lakeside tonight. All at midfield. Warriors will win out again in tight quarters.
Yeah, Pin just...
That's good stuff by...
Joshua Pin, that was great.
It was too, Johnny.
But he's looking for runners left and right. No one really presented for him.
Milan Roberts, measured look upfield. Back spinner looking for Ashton. Hoisted away. Milan Roberts will have to give chase. 2 come at him. And he just rounds the bend almost laconically to Nick Ayres.
Casual ball, but Franich will pick it up, Greg. But this sort of tactic's not working for Heidelberg. They're continually going that long ball forward, and
Ashton
just not being
able to
able to
bold, and he was. Zara.
Let's see, very central at the moment, Greg.
Getting plenty of possession to no avail. That's Joseph Franich, Ivan Franich in the middle of the paddock. So the Warriors manoeuvre it gingerly into their front half. Father's ball goes deep, and a big whack, and a great big whack, and the goalkeeper finally gets tested. Lopez had to save point blank.
I don't reckon he got full purchase on that, Greg, but did well to peel away from the defender. There's a lovely cross played in by Joshua Pin, and that's the first time really we could say all night they've tested Lopez. And
they have, John, but maybe they're just getting a sniff of it. This is probably the time too.
Well, you want to get a goal early, really get in amongst it, Greg.
I'm not going to pull a Dougie Hodgson, but he always reckons 2-0 is the most dangerous scoreline of all. Which of course is complete crap, because
it's not quite as dangerous as 3-0, is it,
Greg? That's what I'm thinking. But Oh dear, so the South Melbourne supporters have turned out in numbers and they've been very vocal tonight, and God bless them for that. It's setting a really good atmosphere. 52 played, and the old enemies, one club born in 1958. That's the Warriors, one in 59. And that's, of course, South Melbourne. And haven't they had a history together over the journey?
First met in 1964, Greg. So it's a rivalry that goes back over half a century.
Zara had to arch the back. Frontage pops it. Ashton. Summer skill. Needs to show some skill this summer. He's robbed.
No talk,
easily.
Greg. No talk.
Too easily. He was blindsided by Dajiva. And Ellis will bounce back. Brad Norton goes down that left lane and the ball skids out of play.
Yeah. And this is where, as you said, Greg, playing together more often. They look just a little disjointed there. No one warning Summerskill that time that there was a man on. As Sawyer tries to turn Roberts inside out.
What a really, really good physical battle that's been between Roberts and Sawyer. Long bomb forward by South Melbourne, and Nick Ayres, as far as I'm concerned, he's had a really good game as Nick Ayres. Back at the club, he took a brief sojourn to, where did he go, Johnny?
I believe down to Endeavour Hills, Greg. At Dandenong City, I think.
Dandenong City, home of the trailer park and cask wine, Johnny. Franish, Ivan, right foot, raking almost into the path of Kane Shepherd. Popped clear by the South Melbourne defence.
Yeah, they're trying to play that early ball in, trying to spin their man, off their man, but so far South Melbourne have held firm. Other than that, I know. One opportunity from Shepherd.
54 played. I know the scoreline doesn't favour all the Warrior fans, but I'll tell you one thing, John, I love this damn game. I love this damn game.
Oh, it's great to be back.
Night.
Great to be back, Greg.
These two storied rivals in Victoria. Throw deep left, well, right into the danger zone, into the hot spot, and Hellas will clear.
Yeah, it
was a great throw.
It beat everyone other than Yankovic, who made the timely header away, and South Melbourne will break away with the throw in.
Just to repeat, Alan Webb, and then of course on 25, and then following up Maximilian Mikola on 35. The only two goals of the game, and there's that big duel between those two big sides of meat, aren't they, meeting together in the butcher's. I don't know what I'm talking about, John. I generally don't, and that just proved it. Great sponsors, John, we've got tonight.
Melbourne City Toyota, Windsor Management, Prime Plastic Bags, Agora Commercial, Nero Plumbing, Bell Collision, Taxi Care, Chemist Warehouse, Magic Hand, and Blue Star Logistics, as Zara clears for the Burgers.
That is the first time ever you've raced through something with a commitment, Johnny.
I was fired up, Greg. It's taken me a half to get going. The off-season hasn't been kind.
55 minutes played on HUFC TV radio on, what is it again?
Spreaker app. Spreaker app.
Get your Spreaker app. It costs nothing, doesn't it?
Yeah, they're probably, for those of you listening, probably doing your evening workout there on the treadmill.
Throw in for Hellas, deep in attacking territory, far post, and
Franny chooked it away there from Brennan. So was lurking with intent, Greg.
He was indeed. So they come back with a bit of a burst themselves, South Melbourne. It's poised right now. This is game right now. They get a third, as you can call it.
The Burgers get one back, then it's game on.
Set to rock and roll. So I reckon this is the pivotal point in the game. As we head towards the hour, we've got about 3 minutes shy of that.
Trading ground move there. They've gone a bit wrong. They tried the short corner, but
across with Venom, and it eluded everyone. It's going to be a throw into the Warriors. Right lane, midway inside defensive territory. Joseph Franich hesitates, halts. Second time, takes the throw, lost one. Just a bit too long for Kane Shepherd. Ellis will win it momentarily in the clutches. Ivan Franich
He did well
Stutter
to
step, round the corner ball and up out of
can
play.
see-
He had no options, Johnny. He had no options, Johnny.
they put
there were
the-
no options.
They put the clamps on, Greg, but on the far side, Spielberg pointing out that Heidelberg ready to make a substitution, it looks like. So who's that?
Hellas supporters
Looks like Ashton
enjoying it right now.
Ashton coming off, Greg, and it looks like one of the new signings. Who's that that's coming on, Nick? Is that Shudia Tarjath, it looks like.
You're telling the story, Johnny.
I'm trying to look at the team sheet, Greg, and that's one of the new
that
players.
I've hidden from here under this pile of crap. Sorry about
No.
that. Throwing to
Luckily, I bought some spares, Greg.
South Melbourne.
So they got a
Into
chance
the
here
red
now
zone.
through.
Bash and a crash between Franich and
Nothing in it, Greg.
South Melbourne player who went to ground in very theatrical fashion, but no Tony Awards this year.
Yeah, McCullough, that was it. Went to ground rather easily, Greg, as he gets another opportunity and spurns that. It'll be a goal kick to the Burgers.
And the South Melbourne team sheet that you've hidden from me, Johnny. So we're on level pegging at the moment. So how about we share again, like the old days? Oh,
Well, we're in a rather awkward seating spot here, Greg.
I like it up here. It's
The stand's nice, but our relative positions are somewhat unfamiliar to us.
I hope you're enjoying it on HUFC TV radio as round one of the new season, and hopefully we get a full season.
And
From,
we must
the NPL here in Victoria.
let everyone know, Greg, our next broadcast will be our first home game of the season down at the Olympic Village on the 27th, which will be Sunday week.
Looking forward to that one as
Live TV coverage on that one, of course, as will all our home games be this season. But tonight we're listening on HUFC
we're not listening,
TV
John, we're
radio.
speaking,
You're
but
listening,
I'm
yes.
Well, I'm not either. I'm not listening to you either.
Well, no one listens to me, Greg.
Franich out of trouble, ran his way clear of a ruck of players, only in the end to get mauled by Sawyer. Long launch, high, ambitious,
And as far as
hooked
Marshall.
away by Langlois. Franich just got arm drag, slightly Fowler. Still getting plenty of footy, John, but going nowhere fast. South Melbourne have been incredibly disciplined tonight in all facets of the game.
Pretty much kept the Burger forwards from getting in behind, which is what the early balls by Heidelberg played in have tried to exploit that in the South Melbourne defence, but they've pretty much, other than that one opportunity that fell to Shepherd.
So twilight becomes night, and the intensity as you look down on this floodlit pitch, the green of the
They've
pitch.
sprung the trap again, Greg.
Goes short, and Maximilian, again he's thwarted. That time it was by
Well, it was a combination of Fowler and the keeper that time.
Fowler that's down. No, he's
Yeah.
copped it. We've played an hour and we are we're poised, John. We're poised.
Well, South Melbourne that time again, just able to get in behind the Heidelberg defence with a crisp ball movement and squared across, and McCullough probably in the end had too much time to pick out a shot, and it gave Dominic Fowler enough time to get across. There's a ball thrown in, easy take by Eris, who releases Shepherd early. Burgess trying to build a head of steam up, but
Shepherd is shut down as he tried to do so just inside his own
and again
half.
aimless ball forward, Greg.
Still lofted it forward, belted clear by Langlois. He's played a very, very solid game tonight.
Yeah, that Langlois, Marshall and Yankovic back there, along with Brad Norton, have really, other than Joshua Pinn, who's been lively without getting in behind too much. Shepherd's tried hard as well, had that one opportunity.
As you mentioned it, the Warriors have gone to the bench just once. The number 23, Chudia Tarjath, as the substitute. I tell you what, I don't mind wearing his Dax nice and high.
distinctive look out there. So
He's
can he change the
like a boxer.
the momentum? As
Summerskill tried to ease it through. Was it Summerskill? Was it Zara? It was Zara. It's going to be a corner to the Warriors. They've been few and far between. At that Beach Road end of the stadium, in front of that heritage-listed old grandstand.
It looks like both central defenders heading up into the attacking frame there, Greg.
62 played. Hellas leaded by 2-0. Cometh the hour, cometh the Warriors, you would hope. Summerskill. Well, he did well to just push it round the corner. And the shot comes thundering off a sea of legs out of play. Warrior ball
again. Lopez might have got that, Greg.
Second consecutive corner to the Warriors. So it's been punch and counter punch early in the second half. The Warriors are still well in this one, Johnny.
Well, if they can nick a goal here, Greg,
front edge from a
not
distance,
with that sort of shot.
it, and it took wings very, very early on. In fact, it was Fowler, I think, in the end, but took wings early on and was clearly over the crossbar at that end of the ground. Time becomes a consideration.
Yeah,
They've played 18 minutes in their second half. South Melbourne supporters have been magnificent in full voice tonight. They do give you a sense of occasion, don't they?
Yeah, and they're enjoying their side leading 2-0. And they've been good for it, Greg, let's be honest. South Melbourne tonight, although the Burgers have made a better fist of it in this second half.
A long loft over the top from your man, Brian Summerskill. Hasn't really been a factor though, has he, Johnny?
No, he's had a couple of half moments, but it's a big step up from NPL 2 to NPL level.
Absolutely. I just wonder, you look, when the Warriors a couple of years ago, only a brief couple of years as Malone Roberts shadows that back to Nick Ayres, there was a team full of potential game breakers, players that within a minute could change the course of the game. We're looking for a couple of them right now, aren't we?
Oh, you need a moment of inspiration at the moment. This man probably has been as likely as anyone to pin on the ball. But once again, South Melbourne on hand to clear the decks.
Jankovic had to do some sterling.
And there's a runner here now.
And here we go, Maximilian is it again.
Well, he gets through.
Webb, he goes to ground. It's well outside the penalty area. And I tell you what, Fowler's arguing it.
AJ looks like copping the red card. It looks like might have been for a last man.
Wow, well that...
goes from bad to worse, Greg.
It does. Was it a red, Johnny?
I think so. I think he was in on goal, Greg. There wasn't really anyone coming in behind.
I was just wondering because AJ was... Now he's walking away.
It's an automatic suspension as well, Greg, which means he'll be missing for the next games.
Blow. So AJ, security, straight red, and he's out of the contest on 65. So where does that leave the Warriors right now? Free kick to South Melbourne, about 3 or 4 metres outside the penalty area at the Albert Park Lake end of the ground. They're hovering over it like seagulls on hot chips right now.
Well, they can sense now a real opportunity in this last 25 minutes to stretch the Burgers, with Burgers being a man down.
Well, we'll see, won't we, Joey?
Who's on the ball there, Greg? It looks like it's Schrone. I can see they're lining it up. Sawyer lurking, but it looks like Schrone is the man that's going to take the free kick here.
5 in the immediate Warrior wall. Nick Ayres
but once again
up and down toward the far post. A real palpable tension at the moment.
Just wide.
Well, he nearly caressed it home, didn't he, Johnny? He nearly caressed it home. Marcus Schrone.
Barely off target, but a sigh of relief in the Burger defence. But they're going to have to do this with the 10 men now, so a bit of a reshuffle. Looks like Ivan Franic will drop in at centre back. Zara looks like he'll drop into midfield. And I'll just go with the one up front, I think.
Well, what's the old ethos? Might as well lose 6-0. Just go for
Danger
it.
here.
Nick
Azaris.
Ayres challenged himself against Harrison Sawyer. Spun out of the challenge. Sawyer on... Who's that?
Joseph Frenish, it looks like, Greg, over there.
I think it's correct.
So Heidelberg will make a reshuffle here.
So I'll just quickly recap. 2 goals in the first half, 25th and 35th. Alan Webb, the new signing from the Melbourne Knights, scoring for South Melbourne. And Maximilian Mikula scoring the second, and now
It looks
AJ
like Summerskill coming off, Greg. And Okada looks like will come on, Greg. So Kazuki Okada making his debut for the Burgers.
Oh, another new face.
He's number 22. Kazuki Okada.
It is, Johnny.
Yeah,
it's
it looks
Kazuki
like,
Okada.
He'll go to right back, Greg.
Wow, Sugani, John. Is it too early?
I think
Probably it is. Tarjiev. Well, he's robbed of it. He was sitting on it and he was robbed of it, quite rightfully, by Maximilian Mikula, who's had quite a game.
well, they're just other than a flurry in the early part of the second half, Greg, the Burgers have, we've got to say, been outplayed by a very disciplined South Melbourne side who
They're looking all right.
look swift on the counter-attack too.
They're looking all right, South Melbourne. They'll manoeuvre it out of the back third, or will they, South Melbourne? Looked back in by Fowler. Is there something
Joshua
to be had
Pinn.
from the game yet? And a big shot going to ground. Warriors will draw a free kick. That was the big fellow.
Pinn, Greg, again, he's probably
It
been
was Josh
Pinn.
Josh Pinn.
He seems to
2
be
syllables. Remember them. He looked all right then, and he's looked all right a couple of times. And John, you pointed out Josh Pinn has actually probably been one of the brighter sparks for the Warriors in this game.
Yeah,
Kane Shepherd is lining up over the free kick.
very promising spot here, Greg, just outside the box, left to centre. Can they, against the run of play almost...
69 played, 2-0 game, South Melbourne leader. Johnny, this is the moment. This is it now. This is game.
Well, if they want to get anything out of this game, this is a real opportunity here now.
69 minutes and 20 seconds have elapsed.
Shepherd and Frunich, it looks like, over the ball.
It is indeed. Frunich just deliberates. They're just standing dead still. Frunich steps into it and belts it high. Never looked like it. As soon as it left the boot, it was going
just
high.
leant back on that one, Greg, and spooned it over the bar, so much to the delight of the home supporters. But there was a moment where Heidelberg might have thought half a chance here of getting something.
So right now, Johnny, as the crash tackle between Mikula and Franic.
And Mikula's down, I think.
Scene of the crime. Mikula is still on the deck. As the referee noticed, he finally has me. Sends a shrill whistle into the night. 70 minutes, so 20 to play in regulation, and the Warriors got it all to do. Down to 10, and
facing a 2-goal difference. Yeah.
It's about this time, about 3 or 4 years ago. This is when Harry and Jack had started annoying the opponents, put them off their game, and somebody like Shawnee Ellis would step up with a moment, and all of a sudden be game back on. But right now we don't have the luxury.
And playing with a man down in a new look formation, it would be against the run of play really, because South Melbourne.
I just mentioned Tommy Cale's hat trick at Pasco Vale, down to 10 men and down to 9 men.
Well, for much longer too.
I'm just saying, right now, you've got to.
But that team had a lot of hard characters in there that you just
we played. Hey, listen, thanks to all our sponsors too. As we get a restart, we'll go through them in a moment. It's HUFC TV Radio live on this. What's turning out to be not the night of nights for the Warriors.
Just disappointing effort so far. Melbourne City 280, Greg. Windsor Management Insurance Brokers. Prime Plastic Bags. Agora Commercial has South Melbourne on the attack.
South Melbourne on the move. They'll get a corner from that one at the lake end of the stadium.
And we thank Nero Plumbing, Bell Collision, Taxi Care, Chemist Warehouse, Magic Hand Car Wash and Blue Star Logistics as South Melbourne with a corner
tell you what,
down at that grandstand end, Greg.
And our next radio call, we've got to address the issue of who's got the headset and who's got this tiny little... I don't even know what this is.
It looks like the old Clive Robertson microphone, Greg.
I feel like a Tokyo Rose. Calling all allies. All right, corner comes in, bobbles in the air. Nick Ayres has to do some work. He does it well, though. Does it ably.
Could call it like the old test match special, Greg.
Yeah.
Alan McGillivray here in the TBS studios.
Bustling in the wind. Oh, no. So, look, it's good being back, but it's been a bit of an eye-opener.
Been a tough
tonight,
night, Greg, hasn't it? Yep, they've...
Milan Roberts exchanging passes with Okada. Milan Roberts again. Well, he's a linchpin, isn't he? Stands tall. Standing in the middle of defence now. He's last man standing. He's the Rock of Gibraltar.
Yeah, it'll be
Rock of Ages.
It'll be a new look formation at the back too, with Federhagic being shown the red card for a last man tackle.
Oh dear. Well, it hasn't been the Warriors' night, but can they redeem something from this? As Javier Lopez goes to ground spectacularly.
It's only had the real one or two moments of trepidation.
The Kane Shepherd shot on the right foot early in that second half. He scores that, and
it's a different game, yeah.
Not with a bang, but possibly with a whimper. The Warriors are going to...
South Melbourne will go to the bench, it looks like.
Indeed, you're quite correct, Johnny. You've stolen their team sheet, though, so it's hard to tell.
So Larry Malmazi looks like he'll come on for Marcus Roan, Greg.
I wouldn't know. You've got...
I could be making that all up, Greg.
Oh, absolutely. 74.
The viewers can't see.
74 minutes played as we look forward to the 2022 season. So you have to go back to that last game in 2019 for the last time the Warriors beat South Melbourne, Johnny.
Indeed. We've only had the one meeting since then.
Manages to hook it in. Well, that's the entirety. That's the 100% of the meetings that they've won, hasn't it, John? Nick Ayres at the lake end.
And there was a while there where Heidelberg had the wood over South Melbourne, but certainly in the last two meetings, both openers for last season and now this season, South Melbourne holding sway.
What about 2020? What was that?
I can't remember back that far, Greg.
I think they lost that one too, Johnny.
They may well have.
I could look it up, but I would be derelict in my duty. The Sting, at this point, out of the tail of this game. We were hoping for a bit more of a cliffhanger on this Thursday night at Lakeside. Going to ground is Ivan Franic in spectacular fashion. He bounces straight back up. It's a free kick to the Warriors. They want to take it quickly. Joseph places it for Ivan, who makes the hand signal right at half field, left of the centre circle. He looks up toward that bay end of the stadium. Back spinner toward the top of the box. It was too long for Tajiath, who I don't think's had a productive touch yet. The number 23.
He had one stumble, I think, Greg.
He got his shorts high though, Johnny.
It's a distinctive apparel wear there, Greg.
I'll tell you that. That was good stuff. Running out of trouble was Zara. Managed to hook it back into the danger zone. Shepherd was lurking, but Yankovic was waiting. Franic at midfield, that's Joseph, swinging his way right then left, manoeuvres his way into the front half. And I'm not sure where that was aimed or
He's looking to link up with Shepherd, but just to overhit the ball as Franic Josip now.
Hooked clear by Yankovic. South Melbourne have shown some real quality tonight, particularly in the heart of their defence and their attacking formation, who kept so much pressure on the Warriors early in the game. They're making another change.
Alan Webb, yep. And another one of the new signings, ex-A-League player and I think he did play for Hume at one stage, Jay Ingham, replacing Alan Webb. So, like for like virtually, Greg.
So at least they don't do their substitutions to a musical background. That's everything else.
Small mercies.
I've got to say too, thanks to well done rather on South Melbourne for that terrific visual tribute to Ulysses cockiness at half time. I thought that was a really lovely touch and really well done. To South Melbourne, Ellis, Kane Shepherd.
He's trying to run the gauntlet,
in the air, and he tried to run through a sea of South Melbourne players. He manoeuvred past three and hit the fourth. That's how to play.
Well, there's another one going to the bench, Heidelberg. Looks like Dominic Fowler being replaced, Greg, and it looks like it'll be
Luka Ninkovic.
Big Luka Ninkovic, haircut 100.
I still think this boy should be starting.
Well, to be honest, I was surprised, but obviously they thought that Kane Shepherd would be a better fit up front to start with.
I just think Ninkovic is look, I'm not the coach, so I don't know, but it's been so rare that he's had consistent game time, and everybody needs a bit of consistency in their lives. 78 played, 12 to come. And it might be a damaging 12 for the Warriors as Harrison Sawyer pops up on that right-hand side this time and earns a corner.
Did well, and Frontage stuck to his guns, but in the end got what he was looking for, Sawyer.
So just to recap, if you're just joining us on HFC, well, you won't have just joined it, you'd have been doing all your bits and pieces around the place listening in, but 2 goals before half-time for South Melbourne, 25 and 35th minute. And AJ sent off not too long back. We're deep into the second half. A swing and a hit and off the edge of the penalty, the 6-yard box. And the second one is all air as it wings it way over the bar. Half-hearted effort in the end by, I think it was Marcus Strone.
In the end, the first shot that came in was from Lingua. Charged down, and as it came out again, might have been Lirium Almazi, the substitute, who tried to swing the shot in, but always well over the bar.
Just call it with me for call it for there, Johnny, just for a second.
South Melbourne clear the ball. Zara with the throw in. He'll leave it for Frontage as the Burgers at half field. Attacking the beach end. South Melbourne attacking the lakeside end. But this, as Greg said, the sting really out of this is the Burgers trying to build up some sort of steam. As Shepherd links up with Pin. Now has a runner left, but it'll come all the way back to Okada. He swings the ball in. With South Melbourne with an easy header away, Greg.
With 10 minutes in regulation to come as Milan Roberts hooks it away from the danger zone. Ninkovic gives chase, but too long for him, and it just strolls away to play. I was just going to mention that round 1 game of 2020 that we were talking about, Johnny. It was 3-0 the Warriors that night. Of course, that was the debut of the big bloke from South Australia, and the gold medal winner who stayed for about 6 minutes. And you remember that, John? 3-0.
That was 3-1 against.
No, it was 3-0, John.
3-0
It was here.
It was indeed.
So I'm just saying. I don't know what I'm saying, to be honest with you. Milan Roberts just sit down. I just had to look it up out of curiosity. So this will be 2 in a row for South Melbourne, Hellas. And it really is. It's kind of a disappointing start to the season for the Warriors, but it happened that way last year too. Norton round the corner ball for the second goal scorer, McCullough, who backs himself against his fellow number 22, but Milan Roberts stood his ground. That stab upfield was wasteful by Targiev. Perhaps a little bit of nerves from one of the debutants. Ball out of play. Reeling away is Ninkovic. They want to get it moving quickly.
Yeah.
Kazuki Okada. 9 minutes, plenty of game time if you felt the momentum was with them, but right now you don't feel that that's the case. Ninkovic holds his ground.
They've just battled all night without really getting any sort of momentum going, Greg.
Yeah, no, there's been no real rhythm to their game yet, but there's plenty of time. The season will unravel as it unravels, and that's your bloke again. You said keep an eye out, and he's actually been really good.
Well, he looks He looks aggressive and looks to run at defenders, but
And he's only got 2 syllables. Josh Pinn.
Josh Pinn.
Josh Pinn.
Easy to say, Greg.
Well, he has 2 syllables. Josh Pinn. World Wide Web.
Now, it looks like Milan Roberts moving forward for this long throw.
Warriors down
Goes
to
beyond
10
him.
outfielders. Oh, Target, that was... Well, it was ugly and obvious.
Yeah.
As
And certainly Mikola made sure the official saw that. But it was there.
You could not see it. So
Could not see it, yeah.
free kick to South Melbourne, deep back left. Beach end of the ground, and... I don't know, Johnny.
Well, South Melbourne has really just managed the second half, and they're just cruising at the moment. And again, must point out, with the man advantage, so...
I've got to thank once again, I won't go through them right now, but I've got to thank our sponsors. In fact, we'll thank our sponsors now because we're liable to get a barrage of music again at the end of the
Sure.
game, in which case we can't acknowledge them. Thanks to our sponsors.
Melbourne City Toyota.
TV radio on Spreaker. What is it?
Melbourne City Toyota, Spreaker app on Melbourne
That's
City
the one.
Toyota.
Thank you very much.
Windsor Management Insurance Brokers, Plime Plastic Bags, Agora Commercial, Nero Plumbing, Bell Collision, Taxi Care, Chemist Warehouse, Magic Hand Car Wash, and Blue Star Logistics. Greg, bringing you this coverage on HUFC Radio via the Spreaker app.
83 and a half played on this opening night of 2022. It's starting to get a little bit chilly right up here in the grandstand, opposite the main grandstand. We've got to thank South Melbourne for giving us such a terrific broadcasting position. And they've been well worth the success tonight, South Melbourne.
Very much so, Greg. And this player's had a good game, lively.
He's been good. Maximilian McCullough, I like him a lot. Kane Shepherd.
All the way in the heart of defence, Greg.
Takes it away. They're down to 10. Oh, they're as game as Ned Kelly, but as wasteful as the other bloke from the Kelly gang that wasn't very good at stuff. I forgot his name. It's going to be a really good line then, Johnny. And
It's been a disappointing night for the Burgers, but hope springs eternal. Only 20.
I know. Oh, sprinting onto it. It's a bloke you were talking about, but instead
Sawyer.
it's
Forces a
Sawyer
save.
again. Hey, don't worry about Nigueras.
Oh,
He's been all right, Nigueras.
He's been great in goals tonight. Certainly couldn't fault him for the either of the 2 goals, Greg. And in fact, he's made a couple of really good saves.
He really has quality saves under pressure, Johnny.
But once again, South Melbourne on the counter-attack, finding Sawyer. The snapshot just outside the box and tipped away wide by RS as they face the corner here.
Nicola corner, left side. Oh, into the hot spot, and there's a third. And that's Harrison Sawyer has wrapped it up. He's iced the cake. He's delivered the package. And South Melbourne are going to celebrate this one. It's 3-0.
Yeah, and we feared this, Greg.
Oh, no, here we go. Yep. You always know it's a goal, Johnny, because you get this insane... I don't know what's... Is this even music?
I don't know, Greg. It's
I can play this on the Casio at home, Johnny.
some sort of audio, Greg.
It's Harrison Sawyer gets a third. Johnny, describe it if you can over this cacophonous noise.
Well, a corner swung in by McCullough and pretty much at the edge of the 6-yard box. Somehow Harrison found himself unmarked and wasn't necessarily the best header, but he got enough on it to loop it in and, to stamp emphatically the win for South Melbourne tonight.
Oh, that is really I suppose
it's really a gut punch, Greg.
It's reflective of the game to some degree, though, Johnny. So the new boy Targeth again, and that time he slips. And a show of exasperation from some of the Warriors supporters. So Targeth has, apart from, he's challenged his groinal area with those shorts. They are high shorts. Johnny, your thoughts? You're a shorts man.
Looks like a surfer dude.
Looks like my grandpa used to.
It's like... Can't really paint the picture there on radio, Greg.
Oh, look, we might as well enjoy it, John. Footy's back, the season's back, the Warriors are back.
Yep.
It's a beautiful night, and it's going to get better from here. Tarja through the gap.
Oh, good
Shepherd
goal by
nails
Shepherd.
it. Shepherd, left foot, round the corner, inside the post, and no, you wouldn't back him with bad money, but it was a really good goal from Kane Shepherd. And Tarja, who's
involved.
Tarja has been, well, nigh on lamentable since he
Greg,
came
I
on.
reckon
That was a lovely ball in for Kane Shepherd, and Shepherd with a sweeping left footer makes it 3-1.
Well, Greg, your rather unsavoury criticism, I reckon, fired him up there. And he's found a yard for Shepherd, who, almost in anger, Greg, I reckon, he's just blasted that home and past the keeper. South Melbourne on the attack now, though.
Shot charge down.
Ooh.
Warriors will work it away. It's going to be their ball anyway. It's going to come back.
Well, at least Shepherd back at the old club opens up the scoring for the Burgers this season.
Yeah, nailed one on his right foot and then nails one on his left foot. So Kane Shepherd is back in town. And hopefully he can shepherd this flock to a little more success over the coming weeks, Johnny. Did you see what I did there?
Yes, indeed.
You're not impressed, eh?
Rather sheepish at that one, Greg.
Oh, they've been like lambs to the slaughter, haven't they? Here we go.
Yes. You wouldn't write about it, would you, Greg?
No, they didn't pull the fleece over the... Oh, no, I've got nothing.
Yeah.
Leave it go, Greg, I will. We're in the last minute and a quarter, and it's a 3-1 game, and Kane Shepherd...
Well, we're still trying to get forward, Greg, and...
No, that's pleased. I'm pleased for...
Could you imagine if they squeeze a goal here?
I'm pleased for little Harry High Pants, because that was a great delivery.
Well, maybe showed a glimpse there of what he's capable of as it's headed away by South Melbourne, only as far as a Carter.
I'm smiling a little bit, Johnny. They've scored a goal. South Melbourne
this could be danger
away.
Here on the break, Greg.
They're down to 10 men.
There's men over on the right here. There's two on one if they can get the ball across South Melbourne. Ingham on the ball. They just slow it up, Greg, and I think they might have just shut up shop, South Melbourne.
A really, really good result for South Melbourne. In fact, if my memory serves me correctly, this will be their biggest win against anybody for
2 or 3 years.
Oh, absolutely. Even their successful run earlier last year, it was all 1-0s and 2-1s.
But are they signalling that they want to be amongst the top echelon South Melbourne with this performance?
It's been a long
Certainly
time
it's been impressive
drinks for them, hasn't it? And a late call on a free kick. South Melbourne will get it. Who's that down?
4 minutes, Greg. It looks like the goal scorer, McCullough.
And we'll go just quickly through the recap once again. Thanks to all our wonderful sponsors on HUFC TV Radio tonight as we return to action for season 2022. And I'll get Joe Fott to tell us all about what's to come next for the Warriors. But tonight it was Alan Webb, the new signing for South Melbourne, putting them ahead. Maximilian McCullough making it 2-0 before the half. In the second half, AJ Security Fetahaji sent off deep into second half action. And then a third goal, Harrison Sawyer. And then Kane Shepherd on his return to Catalina Street. He's a Warrior once more. Nails a late one, and we're into the first of 4 minutes of time added on with the result all but foregone.
Yes, sir.
And where do we go next, Johnny? When are you and I back on air? When do you and I get to bond like this again?
Well,
John?
back on air, live TV coverage next Sunday, which is the 27th of Feb, at the Olympic Village,
which
Greg.
is looking a treat at the moment too, by the way.
And that's the Burgers will come up against Danny Dong Thunder in round 2.
Ninkovic, Voigt clear.
And that was Marshall, I think, Greg.
So
Jake.
Warriors, have they got another goal? I mean, it's time. Time's on this side. We're in stoppage.
Still got a couple of minutes to go.
Oh, I wonder if they got 2 here. There'd be a few palpitations, Johnny. They're down to 10. They're down by 2. Throw in. Deep left. Far side. Milan Roberts with a spectacular leap. And What? Are you kidding me?
He's given a yellow card, I think.
For,
got into the back of someone. I didn't see it, to be honest.
That was that's just rubbish. Anyway, yellow card. Who picked
Milan Roberts, I think.
For the leap.
Possibly
the leap,
for a
for
stray
leaping.
arm, perhaps, Greg. I'm not sure.
Yellow card for leaping.
What was the manner of the leaping, Greg? Perhaps.
Well, what's an acceptable leap in your opinion, John?
No,
Nureyev, was he right?
I'm not a leaper.
Anyway, it's a 3-1 game. Long.
There he goes, leaping again.
You see, that should be a red card.
Another South player down.
He leapt again. Sawyer's down, and the referee's going to have a look. So this is a really sort of treacle.
He's creating carnage everywhere he goes, Greg. There's Milan Roberts.
Yeah, every time he leaps, there's someone taken off to triage.
I think they might have got windburn on the way down.
You're a funny man. It's getting late. That's for me, anyway.
It's 3-1 to South Melbourne, Greg. As disappointed as Heidelberg will be, they'll be.
I'll tell you what.
Better for the run, I would hope.
Harrison Sawyer looks as if somebody's picked him up and spat him out.
Been hit by a Mack truck.
Malone Roberts and Harrison Sawyer, they've had a big old physical duel tonight. Sting out of this game fairly early on in the end. Nick Arrows in goal for the Warriors. I'm really glad that he's put on a good show, has Nick. Under a lot of pressure tonight too, as he dribbles the ball toward the centre circle, then bombs it long. And
offside flag up.
Oh dear. Shot on the run.
That was Shepherd again, though.
And it tested Javier Lopez, but the flag was up. And I reckon that just about might do us for time added on. It's disappeared from the scoreboard.
Yep. But that was again Joshua Pym climbing well, flicking the ball on.
Josh Pym,
sorry, yes.
You like Josh, but he's only got 2 syllables, John.
Kane Shepherd there with a snapshot, but got caught offside.
South Melbourne, I think they've lost interest in the contest now too.
I think
just want to get in
and celebrate the win
and get home or out to celebrate. Obviously, Ninkovich down the line. So it's going to be a Warrior ball, is it? It is.
Once again,
South Melbourne supporters have been really, really good tonight.
They've had a lot of colour. And I bet you they're going to be cock-a-hoop tonight. Well, they already are cock-a-hoop, but we're celebrating into the night, Greg.
Josh Pym with the throw, far side in front of those singing Ellis supporters at the Bay end, deep into enemy territory. Well done, keep the ball on the ground. Josh Pym into the hot spot, and Javier Lopez over the back of Adrian Zara, and that is all she wrote. That's all we've got for round 1. Game 1 of season 2022 for South Melbourne Ellis, a resounding win, 3-1, 2 first half goals, 1 in the second for the Warriors. A night to lick their wounds, recalibrate and bounce back. Oh, Neil Diamond, don't you just love it? Couldn't wait for 5 minutes.
Takes me back, Greg.
Yeah, it does it now. I wish it would. Johnny, quick summary before we start rocking along to Neil Diamond, who's
thoroughly professional performance by South Melbourne. Set the game up in the first half with those 2 goals, and then once they hit the Burgers on the break in the second half, and the AJ send-off really killed the game off. But for the Burgers, a bit to like there. Kane Shepherd, of course, getting back on the score sheet at his first game back for the club, and a couple of players, particularly the new boys, showing a bit.
Hoping you could get to the line before this. Here we go, Bob.
There we go.
Oh. All right, with the lilting tones of.
Neil. Good times never felt so good, Greg.
Well, I'm not feeling that good, to be honest with you.
We're back, baby.
Anyway, listen, boys, it's been an interesting night. All credit to Spielberg for getting the HUFC TV radio team together for tonight. Good job by him. Great job by you, Joe Ford. It's good to be back.
Great to be back, Greg.
Alongside you. And, you know, we've seen defeats along the road. We've cried our tears. But there's always, Johnny, you can hug it out, you can cry it out, sometimes you can whack a mole out. Whatever you do to get it out of your system, because we'll come back next week, and we'll come back to is Warrior Nation, baby.